me now is Ed Randall. He is the founder and chief advocacy officer for Fans for the Cure, along with Dr. Michael Feuerstein. He is the chief of urology at New York Presbyterian Westchester. Ed, doctor, it is great to have you here on the floor after ringing the opening bell. And I want to start off by talking about Fans for the Cure, Ed. Tell me, how did it get started? And tell me about the services that you offer to men and their families.
Well, it began, Judy, out of personal experience. I went to the doctor for a routine annual physical. I was only 47 years old at the time. And I took a PSA blood test. The next day, my doctor called me. John had never called me. And he goes, your PSA is really high. Now, at this point in time, I've been broadcasting for a number of years, and my only definition of PSA was, repeat after me, public service announcement. I have no idea this is an indicia for cancer. He says, maybe the lab screwed up the blood test. Come back, let's take another blood test, send it to another lab, which I did and he did. And the results of the second test were exactly those of the first. Shockingly, I had prostate cancer. I had no symptoms. And when I went through my procedure to relieve me of the prostate cancer, I came to the realization when I went into my two favorite words in English language, in remission, I said to myself, there is a 99% cure rate of prostate cancers detected early. I was detected with no symptoms. There could be tens, hundreds, thousands of men out there like me walking around feeling fine, thinking they were fine. We got to get to those guys. So having been a baseball guy all my life, getting as I like to say, a second at bat at life, I founded the 501c3, now called Fans for the Cure, dedicated to prostate cancer awareness and education.
And Ed, when did your focus shift to serving underserved communities?
In the last few years, we've decided to do that, Judy, and it's been a very rewarding experience for us to go into, if you will, the healthcare deserts and to bring our message of prostate cancer awareness and education to these men who largely don't know that a simple PSA blood test can save their lives.
And doctor, tell me, when did you get involved with Fans for the Cure in Black communities? When did that begin?
Yeah, about 6 months ago, Ed and Joe Cosgriff invited me to do some public health community outreach work in towns of Yonkers and Mount Vernon, and we've done prostate cancer screening, and we know that men in underserved communities are disproportionately affected by prostate cancer, and as it can be easily detected by a PSA test, it's really important to educate men in these disproportionate communities, and so we've had a lot of success, I think, in educating these communities.
To the doctor's point, Judy, the incidence of prostate cancer in the African American community 2 to 3 times higher than it is in the white community, and their life expectancy a lot less than us.
Now, we know that November is Men's Health Awareness Month. Ed, tell me, what's your message to those men out there who are not going to their doctor's appointments?
Go to the doctor and go, please, go get a simple PSA blood test. It can save your life as it did mine. And that is basically our message. Judy, we want the men to be able to walk their daughters down the aisle on the day of their wedding. We want them to be able to hold their grandchildren. A man is diagnosed with prostate cancer in this country a man dies of prostate cancer in this country once every 15 minutes. 34,000 men are going to pass away during the calendar year of 2024 from prostate cancer. It is our mission to keep families together.
And doctor, it is a simple blood test. Why are men not doing this? It's so important.
I think there's myths or misperceptions about what a prostate cancer screening entails. Many men think it involves a prostate exam. 99% of prostate cancers are detected by a blood test and PSA screening. And this is a simple blood test that your primary care doctor can do, and it doesn't involve any kind of invasive testing. And I think if we get that message out, I think we'll detect a lot more prostate cancers early.
And how are you encouraging men out there to take responsibility for this when there's so many cases where the symptoms are not there?
Yeah, like Ed said, I think to sort of warn men, that detected early, that this is a curable disease in most cases, that we want men to walk their daughters down the aisle, we want them to hold their grandchildren, and just taking care of themselves, taking that step to go to the doctor can save their lives.
Ed, what's your final message to all the men out there?
please, we want men to go to the doctors, get a simple PSA blood test to know that they are loved and they are wanted and they are needed and they are cherished and they have a responsibility to go to the doctors for themselves and for their families.
Very important message from you both. Ed, Dr. Feuerstein, thank you so much for joining me and sharing that important message to all the men out there.
Thank you. What an honor for us to be here.
Yeah,
Thank
what a
you.
thrill, yeah.